Hey guys, so last week I took a week off. It was just a crazy week for me and I needed a break. So I'm back with another RuPaul's recap for episode 6, the Snatch Game. It's one of my favorite episodes of every single season. I think it's unfortunate because I think 3 of the queens that would have been the best at the Snatch Game were already eliminated. James, Eureka, and Charlie all would have killed the Snatch Game. So the episode starts off, they do not pull any punches. Farrah has a teary plea to Nina to believe in herself because she wishes that RuPaul looked at Farrah the way that RuPaul looks at Nina. And what I think is so interesting about this interaction is that Nina reacts, she immediately has a knee-jerk reaction of don't you come for me, brr. And then Farrah kind of opens up and is like, you know what, please, because I wish that I had what you had. And then starts crying. And you see Nina melt a little bit. You see her she put up her walls that she's been doing this whole season and probably for much of her life. And you see her kind of question the wall that she put up and she was like, you know what, I'm so sorry. It's finally getting good. I feel like the queens are getting to know each other and so the interplay between them is really exciting now, and that's what I always love to see. Can we just talk about how Farrah Moan is giving us surfer boy realness in this episode? I was living for it. So we had the Snatch Game this week, and I thought all the queens did a great job. Some of my impressions, I think Farrah did a great job with Gigi Gorgeous, but echoing what the judges had to say, there just wasn't enough for her to do. She looked spot on, spitting image of Gigi Gorgeous, and it was a really good impression. I think maybe if she had made it a little bit larger than life, that was an exact copy of her, I think it could have been maybe more exaggerated, would have been funny, or just a different character. Snatch Game is so hard because you really have to be a caricature version of that person. You can't just be the real person or else it won't be funny. I love that Trinity Taylor shows Amanda Lepore because I think they have both had similar amounts of plastic surgery. So I think they're kindred spirits right there. I was a little worried for Sasha in the beginning when she had her explanation of what she would have done with the first character, but Marlena killed it. It was just so dry and simple, and she took her time with everything, and it was just she just fully embodied that character. It was, you couldn't take your eyes off of her. It was really, really fun to watch. She was definitely one of my favorites. Pepper was so funny to me. You could tell that she was just speaking as slowly as possible, so that waiting for the words to come to her. If I say this as slowly as possible, maybe something will come out of the air. Oh God, it was so funny to watch her. I was just oh girl. And then of course Cynthia what? Where are you going with this? Stop talking and just say something. Words. But to be fair, make joking in a second language. I can't even imagine making jokes in a second language. So good for her for trying. Top performers for me were Liza, done by Alexis Michelle. She killed it. Just every moment, just on the little quirks, the laugh and the jazz hands, those little things really brought that character to life, and she was in character the whole time. Marlena Dietrich, as I mentioned before, and Shea Coulee as Naomi Campbell. Oh man, she was so good. She just embodied that slinky supermodel, but had some really funny comebacks. I loved when she called Nina Bonina Chris Rock. So she did a great job with that. Those 3 were definitely my top 3 for the Snatch Game. The runway for this episode can be boiled down to one question. Who wore it better? Bing! 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 So I think the top looks this week were definitely Farrah. That outfit was incredible. Every single detail, perfect. Sasha, I'm a little bit biased because she's my favorite, but I just love that every single time she chooses something that is so in her wheelhouse and just so what her brand is of edgy queen, and just watching her walk around with that whip was Really fun. Oh God, I love Sasha. And Valentina. Now, this one I was up in the air about. When she walked on stage, almost naked, I was like, isn't that kind of cheating? Like, isn't the point to create an outfit as well? Like, you know, all these girls worked so hard on these outfits and these looks, and you walk out here with 2 pieces of cardboard. But it made me think I was definitely like shocked by it, which I think in some ways is, I mean, it certainly was what she was going for. And I think that it was a bold choice that was actually a good one. You know, clearly nobody else was gonna do that one. Definitely a scary one. Like, that is not an easy thing to do, to walk down the runway basically naked. I actually think it was a win. I think that was a good choice. Definitely like very out of the box, which I think is what you need to do in this competition. You know, her outfit definitely, or lack thereof, definitely stood out this week. And that top girl, oh, like, yeah, you gotta make sure that tuck is on point when you can see everything. And I think what's interesting with this week was everyone either killed it in the Snatch Game or on the runway, and usually it was not both. So like Nina Bonina killed it in the Snatch Game, but then kind of faltered a little bit in the runway look, which she looked great, but again, I think if Trinity hadn't had the same outfit, we would have liked Nina's a lot more. But, you know, like I mentioned, it wasn't quite as tailored. It made it look a little bit that much worse, seeing how great Trinity's version was. And then, you know, Pepper, I think, looked great on the runway, but definitely faltered in the Snatch Game. Farrah didn't do so well in the Snatch Game, but killed it on the runway. It was always like a push and pull for the whole thing. My top 2 for this episode were definitely Alexis Michelle and Sasha Velour. It was a really close one for me, but I think Alexis really fully embodied her character in the Snatch Game, so she gets it. And the bottom 2, Pepper and Cynthia, I think I will always support performers who know the world of the song that they're performing in. When you watch Cynthia, she is Cynthia. And that's awesome, and I would love to see her perform live. I'm sure she's such a character and really gives her all every single time she lip syncs. But what I love is that with Pepper, you saw different colors. You saw her doing different dance styles. You saw different moments of the song, and you saw more than just Pepper. She was herself, but she also put on, you know, different personas throughout the song. You kind of saw like the dancing through the ages through that song, which I think was really fun. It wasn't just kind of full out like Cynthia was. There was also a moment you could see right before Cynthia did the death drop, you could see her see the judges reacting to Pepper, and that's why she did the death drop. It was definitely a death drop of desperation. She's a great performer, but I think Pepper just nailed it this time. So, and then I was really keen to see Untucked this week, to see, you know, how they're relating to each other. It's really fun to see their rapport now. You know, you see them giving each other pep talks, and you see them like really joking with each other. You can tell that they're really comfortable with each other now. And the little message from Nina Bonina's mom was so cute. That always gets to me, shit like that. And of course, you know, moms always know. I love that the mom echoed those same feelings of getting rid of those same feelings of insecurity that Nina's had her whole life, I'm sure. So, you know, moms are always right. So that was my recap for the episode and for Untucked. I really enjoyed the episode this week, and I'm excited for next week. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, find your light.
You can hear what I'm saying. Gotta say how I feel. I can't believe it, and I know that you feel. I know what I want. I know what I want.
Just last week was just bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. And so, God. Oh, why did I say that?